This is always the very exciting part for me, because it's like,
Does it
we're
work or
live.
not? Yeah.
It seems like we're live. Are we live? Yes.
Oh, yes, we are.
We are live.
Oh,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Johannes, Martin, welcome.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome to
Nice to be here.
our modeling battle, because of course it's the D2 plus texture supply getting together, making this happening. Hold on, let me just check the quality of the stream, if it's going through. Maybe if somebody can leave a message or something to let us know, a comment. Our modeling
Maybe I should actually have the stream up on the screen just in case.
Oh, I can hear myself. D2 plus texture supply getting together, making this happening.
Where?
Is that your stream? Hold on, let me just check the quality of the stream.
Oh, is it the?
Maybe somebody can leave a message or something to let us know, a comment. Yeah, I guess we're live.
The feedback, maybe it's going through your
stream up on the screen. Well, I'm not sending anything but the microphone, so I don't have the stream on as well. So
who has the stream on? Is it me?
I don't have YouTube running.
No.
Probably you. Are you like one of these guys that have like
either.
100 tabs open?
No, but like we have made it sort of like a feature of our shows to have bugs, and so.
Yes. Actually, that's
just boosting the views.
Yeah.
People
spend
days talking about the bugs and not about the actual the actual show. But anyway, let me tune in again. Perfect. So I guess that yes, Michaela is on. Mark is also listening. Okay, great. Guys, welcome to another show. Sorry for the very long introduction. We're always doing troubleshooting on the fly. That's how we like it. Johannes, Martin, thanks a lot for being here, and thanks a lot for being the sponsors of this year's modeling battle.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
You cannot hear it, but people from home, they're applauding, and so I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet in here. I trust you.
So, Johannes, you actually been a contestant of one of the past modeling battles, so
Yes, I know the experience, and it's an experience. It's if you would ask me like, would you do it again? Then I would probably say, maybe.
With the body that I had 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. No, it'll be fun.
Should we just take a couple of steps back and explain to people what it is that we are doing together, so that they can have an idea of what it is that they can expect once we will meet in Vienna, all of us?
Mm-hmm.
Should I go?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay, so basically, the way we open the D2 every year is by doing, first of all, a workshop, which is a free workshop, and we have already a workshop booked for the 25th in the morning. And then the people that decide to join the D2 and come to the conference, they have the chance to join us for an opening party on the 25th in the evening. This party is for free, and it's included with your D2 conference ticket, where we basically have two artists on stage which are going to battle each other to create an image in a given time slot and with conditions, so to say. But we're going to talk about the conditions in a little while. Yeah. Now, obviously, for us, it takes quite a bit of effort to organize this conference and this modeling battle, and so we look for sponsors that can help us to do that. Obviously, we cannot get any sponsor, like, we couldn't have had like a supermarket sponsoring this, because we need things that can actually be used by the artists to do the contest. And so this is where you guys come in with texture supply. You decided to be a sponsor for this year's modeling battle, and for this we're actually very thankful, me and my team. let's just give a little bit of a hint of how the modeling battle goes, what it is that people have to do. Johannes, you have been one of the contestants in the past. Basically, what we do is that we prepare, in this case, you guys will prepare 3D models, assets, like materials you're going to prepare, and correct me if I'm wrong if I'm saying something that it's not correct, scenes which will have cameras which the artists will be able to use to sort of like frame their image, and then they will have to create a random image. Eventually, the image is not that random. We are going to give them props, right? Do you want to continue? Because, you know,
absolutely,
like...
yeah, we can do it. Absolutely. So there will be, I must say, first of all, this is like, the plans might change a little bit along the way, you know, if we find some better ideas and so on. But the idea currently is that we would have a hats system. So the contestants would have 3 hats. In each hat are a bunch of labels, and on each label says something. So one of the hats contains models. One of the hats contains some textures, and one of the hats contains a scene file or something. The contestants will get each their own USB drive, where there will be a lot of stuff prepped, and then they would pick one label from each hat and then combine those 3 into one creative image. So there's no like rules of what you have to do or something like that. It's just, you know, maybe you get, I'm not going to say what kind of models, but you get one kind of model. You have to kind of combine that with one set of textures, and then you have to combine that in one certain scene, and then just do whatever you want. That is, you know, from the best of your creative ability. Now, I think you would have like 45 minutes to do this, right?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of time. So that's kind of part of the challenge. Like, how can you optimize the time to do something? You have to do a complete image in 45 minutes. So you really have to prioritize, like, what are you actually spending your time on? And I think it will be fun to see how the different artists will prioritize their time, and you know, what they will end up with.
So the fun thing is that we could end up with anything. Like, in a hat, there could be tractors. In another hat, there could be bathroom tiles. And in the other, there will be, like, I don't know, sunrise sort of like shot. And then people will have to come up with something creative using these 3 prompts.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think they will pull the same labels. So they would basically have the same rules,
yes,
when making the image. So we can directly like compare and see how what direction they took and how different it can actually be, even though they actually have the same set of goals.
Now, quick question. What does the winner of the competition get?
Pride, I guess.
And prejudice.
And there's usually, you know, with the D2 conference, there's a prize for both of them, and that is getting a hungover the day after.
Okay, we would have to sort of like give a little bit more information about this part of the contest.
Yes.
It's all fun and games until we introduce the alcohol card, right? This is mainly a drinking game, meaning that each single artist, every 7 minutes, I reckon, they will have to drink a glass of beer, and then on the next round, a glass of vodka. Now, I remember when you guys did the competition, you got hammered, like,
yes.
You were really, really hammered. I remember the last time that we did it, the 2 artists also got really drunk. And just because I sort of like wanted to know how it felt from the artist point of view, I decided to do the drinking myself as well on stage. And I do remember that I was completely out of my system. Like, I could not put 2 words together that made any sense.
Yeah,
but you do remember it.
I do remember it because there were videos that then were shown to me of things that I said, and I was like, ah, God damn it. Yeah. But anyway, that's
we were trying to communicate with you, and that was it was a challenge.
I'm not gonna do it this year.
I think I have some videos as well.
I'm gonna try and keep a composure. Anyway, so guys, what are you going to provide to the artists? Are you going to create models? Are you going to give? I'll let you speak.
Yeah, so I think this is the part where, things can change, but the idea right now is that we would provide models, we would provide a scene file that I could use, maybe with a prepared camera and so on, and then we would also provide a package of textures. And since we believe that we make the best textures in the world, then obviously we will provide those. That is subjective, of course, but we'll provide whatever you need to make an image, and then the rest is
Since
up
we're
to you.
talking about it, let me just switch from our view to the website that people can go and check out, which is textures.supply. And you guys
Great.
have been around for a while. I know I've seen people using your textures. They're incredibly realistic, very well detailed. Maybe let's sort of like do a little bit of jumping around. Can you tell me a little bit how this started, this venture of creating texture supply?
Yeah,
Sure.
so I can start a bit. We started talking in 2018 um, in San Francisco, actually. Um, when Johannes had a client there, and I joined him. So we had some problems with the scans that they were using for their renders. Um, maybe you can please continue, Johannes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we it was a furniture company, and we tried different scanning providers basically for scanning textures for their fabrics on their sofas, and we realized that, hey, you can look at a normal map, but you couldn't even see it was supposed to be fabric. Like, they were all like really bad. So we just figured, like, okay, we need to solve this problem for the clients. So we tried scanning it ourselves, and even on the first try, we actually managed to make it way much better texture than the ones we actually paid for. So that's when, at the dinner table that night, the idea of texture supply was born. Like, we realized that, hey, there's actually a business model here. And now this has, a bunch of years later, we've been working with this passively. You might know that we haven't actually supplied a lot of textures. We have just quite a few actually over the years, but that's because, there's a reason to why very few other companies are scanning textures with this high quality, and that's because it's freaking hard. And it takes a while to figure out this pipeline. And now we're at a stage where we need to ramp up. We're developing our new software, and our custom software to process and generate our textures. And so the whole idea nowadays, it cooks down into, we're on a mission to, as we call it, raise the bar of what we consider to be acceptable quality in the industry, and to try to make a contribution to, lift artists. I've been an artist. I've been professionally working as a 3D artist for 10 years, and I feel like it's time to use that knowledge to step back and help others to, find their place in the industry. So we're on this mission, and we have two ways to do it. One is obviously making textures, because to make a good image, you need two things. You need good models and good textures. If you have bad models or bad textures, your image will look like crap, no matter how much fine tuning with the settings you do. So we try to do that, and then the other part is a community that are trying to build. So we have a Discord server. We will release a new website where we will have a blog and so on. And this community, which will also be on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, is where we want to share knowledge, tips and tricks, help our fellow artists, not only show them how to use our textures, but just in general how to make epic images and stuff. So two parts: knowledge and education, and textures.
Good. Let me just give a quick shout out. Tsvetan Stoikov is watching this. He's going to be there during the morning because he's one of the guys that
Nice.
is hosting the workshop that we have organized together with our friends at Red Vertex, which is also another sponsor of the D2. So it's so nice for me to see how the community is all coming together. Uh, Guys, a quick question about this competition, and also we have to make an announcement, all of us, because we're going to give a ticket away. But more on this later. What do you expect from this competition? What do you think artists should do when they join it? Give me something.
Um, well, what I would like to see, what I think is so fun with this, and I've been in the jury for a couple of competitions like CG Mood and so on, and what I think is most fun to see, people's when they create is just their creativity, their own interpretation of the goal. And that's I always want to promote, like, okay, do whatever feels right for you. If you want to do an abstract image, do that. If you want to do a realistic image, do that. So I would say there's really no rules. Just do what comes from your heart and let that be whatever. And I always try to, something that I think is important for 3D artists is that they shouldn't be afraid of what other people think. And that's also, which we're not going to get down in that rabbit hole, but social media and so on, being afraid of posting things on social media because, hey, what do you think, maybe people won't like it and so on. Well, it's D2 is the friendliest place on earth, and you're just do whatever you feel like, and that'll be perfect.
I can tell you one thing. Trust me, to any artist out there, whatever people think of you and your work, it has no influence on your career and your life whatsoever unless you decide to let them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
True word.
Guys, you're going to give away next week. Is it next week? Or is it this week already?
It is. It is
this
Next week. Yeah.
Next week. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little bit. You're going to give away a ticket to any person from your community who decides to join and fight one of the artists that we have already picked during this competition. Can you tell us a little bit about the announcement that you're going to make?
Yeah, I think we don't really have it all planned out, but the idea is so we have a ticket that D2 and Fabio and his companions are sponsoring with. Super kind of you, by the way. Thank you for that. So we have a ticket that we will be giving away to anyone, but the upside or the downside, depending on how you look at it, is that you will have to attend the battle and get drunk. And by the way, the booze is free, so that's worth it.
Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, like,
yeah.
I do not know any other conference where the beer is free.
True. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, and we don't really have any criterias. We were talking about making some competition about this ticket and so on, but I don't think we're gonna do that. We're just gonna have a live stream next week. Fabio, you're happy to join, and we will give that ticket away to someone who wants it. And if you already have a ticket to the D2, you would just get reimbursed for that ticket. So
Exactly.
that is no reason not to join the lottery.
Guys, another thing, during the event, you're going to interview artists, and so, people will have a chance, obviously, those who use your assets, to sort of like share their experience with you. And I do think that this is going to be a good chance for people to sort of like get an highlight on their own work.
Absolutely. So as I mentioned before, like, we have one of the two things that we're focusing on in Sexual Supply is building the community. And so what we have started doing, we have a live. We're planning on having that every Thursday at 7 p.m. European time on YouTube, where we bring on artists and we interview them, and we just talk about the industry. And we also want to talk about it because one thing that I've experienced in my pretty long career in the 3D industry is that artists are still pretty hesitant to share knowledge. It's not like, hey, I can help you with your image, but more like talking about the business side of things, pricing, how to get clients, and so on, which is something that is a little bit taboo. People don't want to share their tips and tricks because they want to keep it to themselves to keep an edge and so on. And we want to try to, among other things, break through this barrier a little bit and start talking about these things. And one of these things are making artist spotlights. So we'll bring artists on board. We'll talk about different things in the industry, and having interviews at the D2 conference is an epic way to do this. We will meet people. So if you are up for it, we will have a interview booth or a corner at the D2 venue, and there we can make some interviews with you. We can film you, and we will cut that, edit it and upload that up to Instagram, YouTube, different social medias. So you might share your story or your tips and tricks and so on, and we will try to boost it and build this community that we want to build, and we would love you to be a part of it.
Yeah, please join us. It will be a great spotlight, we hope, at least, that we can share.
Yes. We can grow together.
Yeah.
So guys, as a recap, the modeling battle is going to happen on the 25th of August, this August, obviously. Whoever has a ticket for the D2, the access is free. There's going to be a workshop on the same day in the morning, so that's one more reason for you to come to the D2 conference one day in advance. You're going to do the giveaway this Thursday, and so make sure that you follow either Visguru or your Texture Supply page on Instagram, because I guess that this is where we're going to host it. Is that correct?
Yes, or YouTube, Texture Supply YouTube channel.
Okay. And yeah, I guess that's it. I guess this is all the information that we wanted to share. I'm very excited to have you guys on board, and I'm really looking forward to hosting the modeling battle and to see you guys in Vienna pretty soon, actually.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. We're looking forward to meet all the people, and especially, to the best of our ability, shaming Fabio on stage as sponsorship. Yeah. That's a plan.
You have my permission to go
3
heavy.
years.
Awesome.
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Let's
guys.
make the most of it.
Yeah. Guys, I want to thank you again for taking the time for doing this live announcement with me. I'm going to stop the stream. Don't go anywhere. We're going to catch up so that I can say goodbye. Everybody, make sure that you follow the Instagram accounts of both the D2 and Texture Supply so that you can be kept up to date with all the information. And we will see each other in a couple of days.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
See you guys.
The stream, don't go anywhere.
Yes.